time, went to a junior college, and it's wonderful when you have a long relationship with a young man and chooses to come to your school a couple years later. Tyler Kelly is a tight end out of the Fort Worth area. I think you look at a guy who's 6'4", 6'4 and a half, 230 pounds, and is exceptionally athletic, runs so well for a big, tall guy, great ball skills, and certainly when you look at athletic, big frame tight ends, he is what you want to recruit. And we are very excited about not only the athlete he is now, but looking at him growth-wise, where he'll be. Great family, and we are confident that Tyler will be a guy that will really help us as we begin to grow our tight end core here. Terrence Manderville is a linebacker out of La Puente, California, went to Citrus College. He was an all-conference player in the Foothill Conference. In California, when you look at the JCs, the Foothill Conference may be the very best conference in all of California. California has about 30 junior colleges that play football, so it's a big state to pull talent from. Terrence was first team all-conference. He's an extremely athletic player. He's a 6'2", 220-pound linebacker with great movement skills, a very tough guy, but one of the incredible soft-hearted gentlemen that I've ever had a chance to be on. He's an interesting guy when you talk about being a hard-nosed linebacker that has great civil qualities about him. And we fell in love with him on our visit. Back in December when I met him for the first time, I just wanted to just pray to God that we have a chance to sign that guy, because I fell in love with him early on. And we were blessed to have Terrence in our program. David Racine is a wide receiver out of Cedar Ridge High School there in the Round Rock, North Austin area. One of the most talented hurdlers in the state of Texas. This guy is faster than fast. You better not blink too long in Husky Stadium, because you won't see this guy run very, very long. He's an extremely beautiful athlete. A nearly 6'3" wide receiver. Here again you see the 6'5" wide receiver, Rico Barnett, a 6'3" receiver, and David Racine, and very, very athletic. We expect David to come in along with Rico in a meeting from day one, make an impact in our program as we work to improve our ability to throw the ball downfield. Nicholas Smith is a cornerback from Gilmer. You don't find too many 6'2" and a half defensive backs that are very athletic. He is extremely athletic, extremely athletic. He's a guy that I'm not sure what they have in the water around Gilmer, Texas. Where they have there, I want some, because it makes you fast. And Nick is the only freshman corner that will be in this signing class, and because of his athletic ability, we feel like he will compete very early in our program. Mason Thompson is a young offensive tackle out of Clear Falls High School here down in League City. Mason is one of those little small guys at about 6'3" and about 315 pounds. He's amazing how well he runs. I can tell you that over the last few weeks, been across the state, and Coach O'Dana recruited him and knows from our travels, when you run into other college schools and maybe programs that you might say are at a larger conference than maybe the Southland, and they want to talk about this guy, Mason Thompson, that HBU has committed, wondering how in the world they're going to get this guy unlocked from HBU. And we're not going to let that happen, and we didn't. And he's a tremendously talented player, and beautiful family, and it's great to have another greater Houston kid in our program. Tyler Wildman is an offensive tackle out of Saddleback College, out of Dana Hills, California, down in the South Orange County area. Saddleback College is one of the national premier junior colleges. Tyler was highly recruited, was committed to a FBS school. He had probably 6 to 8 FBS offers in the month of December. You just sometimes hope that you can kind of tell your story in such a way that a recruiter will look at you and sit there and say, you know, there's something about that school and that coaching staff. And through the month of December, as our staff spent some time out there in Orange County, and I'll tell you a real quick story about Tyler. The first time I met him is early December, and he pulls up in the pouring rain in Southern California, and he has no doors and no windows in his Jeep. And we see a guy hop out of his Jeep, and he's 6'5" and 340 pounds. That's a big man hopping out of a Jeep, soaking wet and doesn't care. And so for an offensive line to have that kind of mentality, you just got to love him. But Tyler's a highly recruited guy. We're very fortunate, and he'll make a significant impact, not only in his ability, but his leadership skills and his maturity in how he relates to people will have an impact. It's kind of very much a big brother mentality with our offensive line. The last of the signees that signed today that I'd like to visit with is Avery Wright. He's a linebacker out of Rowlett High School there in the Rockwall, Dallas area, Garland area. And Avery is a 200 meters guy, very fast track guy for a linebacker. He's 6'2", about 210 pounds. And we look at guys who can run that well. They're tall, long linebackers. You know that you help yourself in terms of your ability on defense to play in space. Avery's a beautiful athlete, but he's also just one of those great people. He's got a great family. He's a great student. And we expect Avery, because of his athletic ability, to come in and significantly help us as we begin to kind of transition and do some different things defensively, scheme-wise. I do want to kind of mention two individuals there as I wrap up. We did have two midterm transfers. Quarterback Max Staver was a young man that was one of truly the rare few top quarterbacks in the nation. He came out 2 years ago. I won't make advertisement for the schools he chose, but you know, something about those Florida Gators, I guess, that like good quarterbacks. And he chose Florida over Alabama, and that was his short list. True was probably, when you look at national quarterbacks, at the very, very smallest group of players. 6'5½", 240-pound quarterback don't come around very often. He has a tremendous arm talent. When you look at guys who make decisions to leave, because sometimes different offensive styles come to a program, and what happened was at Florida, his coordinator changed over. They were going in a different direction. They wanted more of a Tim Tebow running quarterback, and Max is an NFL passer. And so sometimes those quarterbacks have to kind of go find the next place that fits their athletic style. And so we feel very fortunate. Max came out of Tyler Junior College here in the state and is on campus. It's amazing how well he's meshing with our current student athletes. I haven't had a chance to probably spend as much time football-wise as I will in the next day or two ahead, but certainly he's a high football IQ guy, and we believe that he's one of those significant guys that come along. There'll be good stories later to tell as to his recruiting story, and I'm sure here the first day of spring ball, many people will want to enjoy capturing that story, because it truly is his journey, and why he's here is one that all of us will feel good about at this university. And then the last player that I'll mention that was a mid-year guy is Dorian Turner, also out of Citrus College there in Southern California. Went to West Covina High School there in the Empire. He's also first team all-conference with his teammate, Terrence Manorville, which I mentioned earlier, there in the Foothill Conference. And so we have two of the very best linebackers in Southern California JCs coming out of the program. Dorian is extremely athletic. He's a phenomenal individual, and it's just great to see these guys that come in from out of state and immediately have an impact in the culture of our program. And so we're grateful at being here. Once again, I want to thank so many individuals. There are men and women in this room that without their effort and their willingness to come in and spend time on their Saturdays during the year, they make a difference. Just to mention a few there real quick, when you look at Ted Silheimer, Jake Wonders, Megan Moeller, and the Samantha Bottoms, the academic arm that comes in and supports our athletes on this campus is phenomenal. And for an athlete, if they just come 50% of the way, that support element comes the other half. When you look at the faculty that give up their Saturdays to come in here and visit with our student athletes that visit on campus and their families, it's a gift that they give to this university in this program. And so we are significantly a better place because of these individuals that I work with. And so just know that there are so many that I can probably fail to mention them all, but we're very grateful for all that y'all do and make a huge difference. So this signing class, y'all are part of our staff, and y'all, I want y'all to smile and enjoy the day, because this is a good day for the Huskies. Thanks, sir.